Hey guys, and welcome to part 4 of the children's book series. So today we are just going to be drawing and painting, like I said in the last video, but I am kind of condensing some of the refined sketching that I'm doing here because it's just too much to put in one video. And I didn't even record every single page, so it just made sense to kind of condense this part. I'm also not really going to be demonstrating anything in this video. We're at the point where you would just be going through your own art process to create the final illustrations. So most of this video is just time-lapse. I am going to talk about a few things concerning final artwork, specifically color, but other than that, this is going to be a very chill, laid-back video. So before we jump into actually painting the final illustrations, I'm going to share this real quick. When I complete every single final sketch, I actually put them back in a template like this, and I use this purely to check off how many of the illustrations I've completed, and I can visually see how much of the book I have left to illustrate. And that's just an easy way to keep track of where you are in the project. So just a recap, because I think I said this in another video, but I split up the final illustration process between two different programs. So I did all of the character art in Procreate, and then here in Photoshop I'm just doing the background art, and then I'll combine the two in the end to finalize the illustrations. So because this was the first illustration I completed, I did kind of go back and forth on finalizing it and what the final color would look like. I guess I just got a little self-conscious and did not want to commit to anything, and that's why you'll see the colors change quite a bit from the beginning to even the final illustration after this, the printed illustration. I did change and tweak a few other things just because after I got past the first illustration, I guess relaxed a bit, and so when I went back to this I was like, you know what, it doesn't really match, so I ended up fixing some things later on. So if you're paying really close attention to my Photoshop setup, you might notice that I'm actually working in RGB instead of CMYK. And I know that is a huge crime against printed artwork, but actually what I end up doing is setting up my color profile preview to switch. So if you hit Control or Command Y, you can preview the CMYK color profile. And so I do that instead of just starting out just in CMYK. And I can start in RGB and then every now and then just do a check and make sure my colors are not too crazy. So you might be wondering then, why don't I just start off in CMYK to begin with and I wouldn't have to switch? I have done that for other projects in the past, but it can feel very restrictive or limited, especially if you're already an artist like me who just naturally chooses more muted or dull colors. You'll actually probably see me in a minute like lift the colors because it is looking a little dull. And like painting in like a duller range just might be my habit because I was a traditional artist first before a digital artist. And so I was dealing with like physical paint and the limitations of color palettes. And so you kind of get accustomed to color theory, whether you intend to or not, just by having to figure out how to paint something with physical medium. Whereas like when I started digital, I was so surprised at how unnatural the colors could look and how bright and neon they could get. And so you kind of have to like figure out how to tone that down. And so like I just know that like I shouldn't go to that range if I want it to look natural. And if anyone is starting digital art and who hasn't actually like experienced like the traditional painting medium or anything about color theory, like it's probably easier for you to just like use the much brighter colors. I don't know, that could be a true statement or not. If you are a digital artist and have never done traditional art, let me know. Did you have to tone it down? Was it hard to figure out how to make green look natural? I would assume it would be hard, but let me know if that is an incorrect assumption. If you're listening to this and you have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, I will do my best to explain. So RGB, which stands for red, green, and blue, is color that is made with light. And any screen you're looking at, so your phone, your TV, your computer, whatever, is using RGB. And it's just because you're looking at a light box, basically. So because of that, you're getting to see a lot brighter and more vibrant color. The problem is you cannot actually print out that light, so you have to use ink. And the color system used for that is called CMYK. It stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Those four colors, when combined, can create a wide range of colors, but it's never going to be the same range as RGB. To simplify it even more, when we're talking about RGB, again, that is light. When you add two lights together, you get something even brighter. But when you're talking about ink, which is CMYK, and you add two inks together, they actually get darker. So you're responsible as an artist who is printing out this artwork that you're creating digitally to check and make sure that your colors are in CMYK and that they look accurate in CMYK, because even when you send an RGB file to a printer, bottom line is it's always going to print out in CMYK. So you might as well get used to either switching between the profiles to check your colors like I do, or just make sure you're starting in CMYK regardless. So back in my character art video where I was drawing Bella, I mentioned how I thought that I could have gotten away maybe with a more sketchy, less refined illustration style. And I think with my art moving forward, I am sort of looking to kind of bridge that gap between my sketchy drawings and my finished art. Like what defines my art as finished versus you know just a sketch and needs to be polished or touched up. And I feel like a lot of artists kind of deal with that. You start off learning to draw, and then you get to a point where you're learning so many techniques and how to do things that you're kind of over polishing and over finishing your art, unless you're going for that style. I feel like I'm not really going for that anymore, but I still have like a lot of habits of polishing and refining my work. I'm speaking specifically for digital art. I don't think I have this issue so much with traditional art. And I think that makes sense because with traditional art, you have a lot of constraints already, and that's usually your materials. And so there's a specific process you have to follow to complete your piece without ruining your paper or overdoing it with the paint. Even the fact that when you put down a layer of paint, you can't erase it, which digital, I mean, you can infinitely erase and infinitely adjust for as long as you want to work on the piece. But anytime I've ever done like a watercolor illustration, like I know when I'm coming to an end. And I feel like I spend a lot more time, I guess, planning and thinking about things in a strategic way to get to that finish point because of my constraints. And like with digital, like I said, you just have so much freedom to continue polishing and adjusting, but like where's the stopping point? I think you have to learn how to define that with your digital art, and I'm trying to figure that out for myself right now because I want it to have more of a natural feeling. And maybe I just need to go back to traditional art for a while. I've been thinking a lot about that too. It is just a lot more convenient for me to do digital art these days, but I mean, I want to do Inktober, so maybe that'll be a good way to get back into it. So yeah, we'll see about that. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping up this video. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing some of the finalized illustrations for the book. If you or someone you know is interested in this kind of story and would like to purchase the book, I have it linked in my description. So we are actually going to be wrapping up the series in the next video. I will show you guys the cover art as well as some of the interior stuff I do in InDesign to put everything together and get it ready for print. So if you are interested in seeing all of that, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.